Hi everybody, I just wanted to show you how Teamformation cards works for Kagan Cooperative Learning. So as you can see, here is what the document actually looks like. So if you look really closely, how I started was I put my student's name, so this student's name is Angel, F, and there's no need to really put a last name. You put what their sex is, so she identifies as a female. And then right here where it says score, you'll see that I have a tiny 74 written. Now, if you look at all of my Teamformation cards, that's how I start out every single year. So what I do is I cut them up, and so now they look like this. Okay, so these are the same things that I just cut them up. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I want to organize them according to their score. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, Amber, how did you get these scores? Well, if you are an upper elementary teacher, you might be able to look at former NISA scores or ITBS scores. If you are maybe a kindergarten, preschool, first, second grade teacher, third grade teacher that you might not have those scores, you might not start with any scores, and you might end up giving them a score later on after a big math test or after a big reading test or something like that. I think it'll make more sense once I keep going forward. So all I'm going to do right now is I'm not going to worry about their sex. I'm not going to worry about their name. All I'm looking at is their scores. So like, let's look right here with George. Okay. So George, you see, has a score of a 79. So I'm just going to put him right here. And then Bruce has a score of a 99. So I'm going to kind of put Bruce all the way up here. Okay. And I'm just going to keep going. So I have Cassie that has a 67. And I have Matt O that has a 79. And so does George. So it doesn't matter. I could put Matt above or below George. And I'm just going to keep working. So ignore the awkward silence here for a second. Let's see. We have an 83 and an 87. And a 40 and a 49. And a 21. Let's see, we have a 90. So as you see, sometimes you have to kind of make room. It's something good that you have a lot of room for. 81, 75. I'm almost done. Thank you for your patience. 95, 62. Where do you go? 99, 82. Okay, and this last, just kidding, we got a 55. I'm so sorry. Thank you for waiting. And a 74. Okay, so I'm going to spread out all of these. Okay, so from here, what you need to do, like I've already taught you, is that Kagan really encourages that you have a high, a low, a medium high, and a medium low learner. So I have 4 different colors that I use. So my lower learners are going to be my red, kind of like a stoplight. They're the ones that we really need to help out. Well, we need to help all of our students, but my lower learners are my red. My medium low are going to be my yellow. My medium high are going to be my green, and then my high learners are going to be purple. So what you do from here is you count how many cards you have. That should be how many are in your class list. So we have 20 cards here, and then what we're going to do is we have to divide those into 4 different color groups. So in order to think about this, you do 20 divided by 4 and you get 5. So my top 5, remember I'm going to use my purple for my high learners. My top 5 are going to be purple. So I'm going to give them, for their score, I'm just going to put a purple dot. Okay, so those are my high learners. And then my medium high learners are going to get a green dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, my medium low learners are going to get a yellow dot, if you kind of think of a stoplight. Oops, I put Sebastian's score up there instead of where it usually should go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it just so happens that I have an even amount, or I have a factor of 4 for my class list, so it works out really nice. But you know, if you do not have a class list that is divisible by 4, that is totally okay. You might end up only having 3 reds, or you might only have 4 yellows or whatever, and that's totally fine. A question that I commonly get is, okay, Amber, so if you want to zoom down here. Okay, Amber, what if Cassie has a 67 and then it's time for me to take a break because I need to switch to red, but Allison also has a 67? You totally make that judgment call. You know your students, so you can choose like, yeah, she probably is a medium low learner versus a low learner, and you can make that call. So nothing has to be absolutely perfect when you're making these. And the more you get to know your students, the easier this will be. So let's look at poor Gabriella, who got a 21 on her last NISA test. We might get to know Gabriella, and middle of first quarter, we're like, oh my goodness, she is so incredibly smart. She knows everything. She is just incredible. She does her homework, and she's like wicked smart. So that 21 really doesn't reflect Gabriella. We all know that kids will take tests and then they might have had a really bad morning, and so their scores do not result in their achievement. So at any time, you can take a black Sharpie or whatever, and you might recolor code them per se. Okay, so now we are going to put them in teams. So in every team, you want a purple. Okay, in every team, you want a green. And again, it may not turn out exact, and that's totally okay. Every team you want a yellow, and every team you need a red. Okay, how perfect, a class of 20. That would be awesome. Now from here, you could just be like, okay, these are all my team 1, this is all team 2, this is all team 3, this is all team 4, this is all team 5. But from here, you might, as a teacher, be like, okay, I know that this person cannot work with this person, so you flip-flop. So right now, they're a team, team, and team. So my next thing that I look at is their sex. So especially if this was the very beginning of the year, I would look, okay, I have 2 females and I have 2 males. Perfect. Okay, I look at team 2. I have 2 males, 2 females. Awesome. Team 3, I have 3 females and I have 3 males and 1 female. All right, so what I might do is see that Angel right here is a female. So I'm just going to switch a yellow for a yellow. Okay, and then I have 2 males, I have 3 males, 1 female. So we got to get another female over here. So I'm going to put this Cassie, who's a yellow, over here. And then I have 2 males and I have 2 females. Okay, so I will tell you, sometimes it doesn't work perfectly that way, but honestly, it's totally up to the teacher. And since Kagan really wants you to switch up your teams every 6 to 8 weeks, try combinations that you might even be leery about. From here, what you would do if this is your teams and they are all set is Monica is going to be in team 1 with Adam, Matt, and Allison. So they're all going to be in team 1 together. And then Jason and Olivia and George and Amy are all going to be in team 2 together. And I would keep doing that 3, 4, and 5. So 6 to 8 weeks passes and you're like, okay, time to do Teamformation cards. Let's do it. Awesome. You're going to mix them all up, put purple, do this whole entire thing. Now, let's say this is your second seating chart and this is what it looks like. Okay, so just zoom into these 4. Okay. If it was Monica, Adam, and Matt, and Amy again, I would be like, okay, this is really handy that you write prior teams because you as a teacher may not remember who was with who. So then you might be like, oh, you know what? Let's try to fix that. Can we flip-flop Adam with another green that maybe wasn't on the same team, because you want to make sure that they kind of have a flip-flop of teams as well. So Teamformation cards, ladies and gentlemen, seems confusing, and it's not. One of my best friends is a kindergarten teacher, and she uses it. As far as her color coding, she does it after first quarter, after she just kind of has a sense of the kids. Another thing is you could just do 3 colors, and you could just have a high, medium, and low, and you kind of have 2 mediums together. Know that it won't always be perfect, but that you just try your best. And you can always contact me, and I'd be more than happy to meet with you somewhere and help you out. Thank you.